The director for the upcoming How to Train Your Dragon live action series has responded to the massive backlash over the race swapping of Astrid in the movie. I wrote this up over at fandompulse.com. You can find the link in the description below. I encourage you to head on over there, become a subscriber so you don't miss any of our articles over there. We cover lots of different things that we don't actually do videos on. So make sure you don't miss anything that we're covering over at Fandom Pulse by becoming a subscriber. So DeBlois shared his thoughts about the backlash in a response to a user who wrote this on Instagram. This user wrote this: "I swear, y'all have to let go of, oh, Astrid is white, not black. Okay, and it's not about the color, it's about the acting. And plus, a Latina, a person of color, voiced her. So what are you going to hate the voice actress now?" So it's completely and utterly disingenuous argument that I've seen a bunch of people trying to make. The character is literally depicted as a white character in the animated film. Who cares what the voice actor looks like as long as they are giving a proper voice acting? However, when you're doing an adaptation, you should have the character look like the actor, look like the character, right? The actor should look like the character. There is nothing wrong with that. And if you're not going to do that, you're making a specific choice about that. And it's not the same character anymore. It literally isn't. It doesn't look like the same character. It is a completely different character. And that is what they have chosen to do here. In fact, this director is agreeing with this nonsensical, idiotic argument. And he says, exactly. We auditioned many actors for the roles, including actors who looked like their animated counterparts. But we chose the actors who best embodied the spirit and personality of the characters, since the tribe in this version is made up of descendants of the finest dragon fighters from everywhere the Vikings had ever traveled, which historically was far and wide. Vikings mixed with many cultures. So it's not even Astrid. It's not even Astrid anymore. This is a completely different character. Well, why didn't you just call her a different name? No, because you are doing this as a humiliation ritual. You're pushing the DEI agenda. That is why this was done. It is because Universal Studios, like every other single Hollywood company out there, has DEI policies. They have racial quotas, and that is why this is done. This guy can't admit that, because it exposes him as part of the racist agenda that he is participating in, working in Hollywood. That is what we're dealing with here. They literally admit that they had people that looked like the animated counterparts and chose not to take them because they claim that they wanted actors who best embodied the spirit and personality of the characters. This is absolute and utter hogwash. We know this is hogwash because we see that these companies literally publicize their DEI policies on their website. They do not cast the person who is best for the role. They don't. Because if they were, they would have cast someone who actually looked like Astrid, but they don't want to cast someone who looks like Astrid because they're literally not even putting Astrid in the movie. They're changing the whole tribe. This is Wheel of Time all over again here. How did that work out for Amazon? Not very well. This one might work out well. Might work out well. Because we're still at the beginning of the cycle for How to Train Your Dragon, right? We haven't seen them inject the DEI agenda over and over again. People haven't gotten burned out with it. We'll see, though. We'll see. And he continued, though. DeBlois continues saying, still, we're crafting a fantasy, not historical fact, and all will be revealed in time. We're not making a shot-for-shot remake. We just stuck close to key moments to honor the original, which I remain very proud of. The teaser features a few of those moments. Instead of a completely new take, we aim to embellish and deepen without abandoning the story that fans love. It's literally a bait and switch. This guy is literally admitting that this entire movie is a bait and switch. The teaser is chock full of nostalgia, indicating that it is going to be very similar to a direct adaptation. But he's literally admitting here that is not what they're doing. We're not making a shot-for-shot remake. We just stuck close to key moments to honor the original. Instead of a completely new tale, we aim to embellish and deepen without abandoning the story that fans love. They are telling a new tale, though. They're changing who the Vikings are. They're changing who Astrid is. What else are they changing? What else are they changing? They're changing a lot more. I mean, we know this because Nico Parker has said this, told this to Collider back in February. I think it's very much its own thing, but I'd like to think so much of that magic is also prevalent in this one. But I think it's its own film and it's its own interpretation, and everyone has their own version of a character. This is completely there. It's not an adaptation. It's not an adaptation. They should have just made a new movie set in that same world with brand new characters. That's what they should have done. No, instead, they're changing the characters. They're race swapping the characters. They're bait and switching you with a teaser trailer. It's awful. It's important not to get too wrapped up, especially because the animated ones are so brilliant. It's like, let's not try and just do a play-by-play of that. And if anyone wants that, they can watch the animated ones. Well, then why are you even doing an adaptation in the first place if you're not going to do a play-by-play? What is the point? Like, that is the point of an adaptation. But we've got more from this DeBlois guy. He was actually the writer on the original animated films. So he talked about the casting here as well in like this featurette right here. And he said, when it comes to Nico and Mason, these two just sort of came alive in the room. And suddenly I felt that they both embodied the core character of Hiccup and Astrid live in a way that nobody else could. I don't believe you. I do not believe you at all. There are so many talented actors that there's absolutely no way you couldn't find one that looked like the character. I mean, they couldn't even dye her hair blonde to look like the character. There's a reason why she still has brown hair. Elsewhere in the featurette, he also explained why he was making the film in the first place. He says, I decided to revisit How to Train Your Dragon because it felt like an amazing opportunity to not only direct a live action movie, but to be jumping back into a world that I frankly miss. I miss these characters. I miss this world. My hope is that those who had seen and loved the How to Train Your Dragon films will be keen to see what we've done because it comes from a place of love and it comes from a place of respect. Well, absolutely, it does not come from a place of love and it does not come from a place of respect. You've already told us, you told us on Instagram that you've completely changing the characters. You're changing the entire town of Burke and the people that live there. Nico Parker is telling us it's its own movie. There's other things that have been changed. You're literally admitting it's a bait and switch right here, saying that, oh, we just put the nostalgia bait in the teaser, but there's a lot of other things that we changed. I hope this movie fails. I hope this movie fails. I hope Americans send these Hollywood studios a massive message that they are done with the wokery. They're done with the race swaps. If you're going to do an adaptation, stick to the source material. Or create something new set in that universe. You got to give J.K. Rowling credit. She did create new stuff outside of Harry Potter. Now, obviously, they're doing the whole TV show remake as well. But she did the whole Fantastic Beasts thing. She was trying to make new stuff. Obviously, she race swapped Hermione too in the stage play and all that stuff too. So can't give her too much credit. But that is what Dean DeBlois has to say in response to the backlash. Utter nonsensical, illogical arguments. We've been dealing with these arguments for years now. They make absolute no sense. They're totally illogical. And this is all done because it's an agenda. It has an agenda, and they just don't like white people. And that's really what it comes down to. So let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always, always speak the truth.